Frank over there too.
Okay, we got that. Boom.
Kris, you were saying something about you making money, but not what you're gonna do with it. Tell me about that thought process.
That's a whole nother planet. When you got money, I mean, and I don't really feel like I was really broke or something, but when you got like money that you don't have to do anything with, it makes it like, what do you do with all this money? Do you go blow it on something stupid? I know I'm not going to do that. What are you invested in? What is a safe vehicle where that money can keep growing and protect myself? Because I know, money with nothing to do is definitely going to find somewhere to go. It's going to find a problem,
Wow.
So I don't want to have that problem. I want to tie it up in something, where it's working.
Me and Eddie were just having that talk this morning, dog. What do you think about the philosophy of earning money? Managing money is infinitely harder than earning it, Kris.
Yeah, managing money is another playing field. It's different, especially if you get large sums of money. When you start getting like money where your bills are already paid, you're not thinking about bills no more, because that's what most people you come across. They're worried about the next bill, worried about the next thing to they got to pay. And when you don't have that worry and you're stress free, you're like, wait a minute, you got other worries now. Now you got to protect the money. Now you got to make sure you don't lose it, or do something stupid with it, or now I need a new car, or you need something you don't really need. You know what I mean?
Wow. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the burden. Welcome to the burden. Welcome to the obligation. Welcome to the world of managing capital.
Yeah.
It ain't no joke.
I'm ready for to set up that IRA and all that other stuff so I can get that tax-free money.
Are you talking my language now, Kris? Good God. Woo! You talking now.
So I can get up there right like your president do and don't pay no tax.
Hey, man. The thing is, you can't hate the players.
I just play the game, man.
You can't hate the players. You can't hate the players, Kris. When I first finally understood, it's weird. It takes the time for a man or us humans to realize that you can only earn so much.
Yeah. You can only spend so much, and you can only do so much. So it's like you got to do something good with it, though. Make a difference. So that's really, I definitely want to make a difference with it. Like I said, I don't want to waste a bunch of money on stupid stuff. I never really been that kind of person anyway. So I always like to invest it.
How old are you?
37.
How old?
Just turned 37.
27.
37.
Oh, okay, 37. Okay.
81. 80s baby. Just barely made it into the millennial class.
All right. Thank you for joining me today, Brother Kris. Thanks for hanging out with me yesterday, man. I saw you dropping some knowledge and wisdom. Something you were talking about title insurance. You want to get to that also?
Most definitely.
I'll make a little. Huh?
Yes.
I'll make a little note of that right here. Because you were saying yesterday something about how they didn't want to give it to you or something crazy like that.
Well, from what I was, doing a lot of research on the topic and things like that, I heard some people say if you're doing a deal subject to, you don't need title insurance if you have no money in the deal, from what I understand. But then that's why I say, let me just ask Kris Haskins. He knows this stuff. Let me pick his brain just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, right under the cap there. See what he thinks about it. And so that's the only reason I asked it last night.
I got you, my brother. All right, yes, I have done quite a few of subject twos, and my mentor has done a bunch. And once again, dude, all I do is stand on the shoulders of giants. Golly. Hey, all I do is watch the dogs all day.
Doggy daddy daycare up in here.
So I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, and the guys that taught me, man, I had my mentors own mobile home parks.
Wow.
They didn't own the lot. This dude owned 4 mobile home parks, and we used to ride around and go to lunch with him. He'd tell me all about that self-directed Roth IRA stuff, and we'll get to that title insurance thing. All right, I know where Eddie is, but let's get rolling. Class, welcome to another day, another training with me and Eddie, aka Mr. Transaction Engineer. I've got a special guest with me today, Kris Monroe. What up?
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
I like that. Mr. Transaction Engineer.
What's up, baby? Woo! Let's get this party started. Turn up.
I don't even know where to start with these gentlemen here, but let's get rocking and rolling. My mission, my ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. Make sure you like the content while you're watching this. It is live. Subscribe to my channel. Refer or comment. Your questions are going to go in the chat box. Any questions you got for Brother Kris. Today, our topic is going to be, yes, get ready, get ready, get ready. A case study. Kris just closed his first subject to deal. Congratulations, Brother Kris.
Thank you. It was a nice little ride, and it's a whole lot better than just the wholesale side.
Oh yeah,
We'll
baby.
get to that too. We're going to talk about the cash flow quadrant. Kris, give us some background. Eddie, you want to drop anything before we get into the background of this deal?
No, sir.
All right.
I'm ready to roll.
Good. Okay, hanging out with Mr. Trans. Good gracious, this dude. I don't know if you're an investor or a model. I don't know.
Model, man. I got big things going on, Brother Kris. I told you, man. We're going all the way to the top and beyond.
All right. So my favorite way to buy, Kris, is what we're going to get into this morning, this great day. Buying subject to selling on a lease option. Give me the backstory, Kris, how we found this deal. Hit it.
All right. So I basically have been wholesaling since I closed my first deal on August 31st. And so a lot of deals, I have marketing out right now for wholesale deals, but some of them, as you know, will not qualify for a typical wholesale deal. They need, more money than what it is. So I started, doing a little more study and, trying to see what other things you can do with these deals as they come in, because you spend the money to get marketing in. So for this particular deal, came in on a ringless voicemail drop. And I leave a message to say you can either call me back or text me back if that's easier for you. And a lot of people like to do that text. So I always say embrace that technology. So somebody went on and text me back and said, yeah, I want to sell my house, but I'm not sure if you can help me because of what I owe on it and some other stuff. So I sent the message back.
Let me cut you off real quick,
Sure.
Kris. I don't want to miss it. A ringless voice drop. Elaborate. Give me a little bit of a 40,000 foot picture of that.
Okay, from you take a list like you would do a mailing list. Instead of mailing it, like say you get a list from List Source or one of those companies, and you upload it into your ringless voicemail system, and you do this recording, and it blasts out a message. It actually sends out a voicemail right into their voicemail box. So it does like a half a ring. It doesn't ring all the way, but it rings and it goes straight into their voicemail, and it leaves a message which makes it sound like, oh, sorry, I missed you. I was just trying to see if you were interested in selling your house. We buy them as is, regardless of the condition. If you're interested in learning more, feel free to call me back at this number. You can text back, and then they call back or text back. Or some people just call back and say, who just called me? Nevertheless, we get a response. We need a yes or no, you want to sell your house. So it's much more effective than the traditional snail mail where you send all that money out and don't know where it went or what happened. So I'm against that, but we'll get into that later if needed. I know y'all know the pain on that.
Preach it, brother. Preach it.
So I went on and did the ringless voicemail drop, and she responded back and said she wants to sell her house, but she don't know if I can help. I said, oh, we have several programs we can help you with. Do you have a moment that we can get you on the phone? So she said, maybe on my lunchtime at 11:30. So you know where I was at 11:30, right here on the smartphone, giving her a call, boom. Got her on the line, got a little backstory. Oh, yeah, this and that. And she's not even living in the house. This was a house she had her daughter-in-law living in, a 4-bedroom, beautiful house in sunny South St. Louis County.
What is her story, Kris?
Her story was she just had a house that she had her daughter-in-law in, and she didn't know they wasn't making the payments. So this thing's back. And she like, wait a minute, what you mean I'm about to lose my house? And from the research I've done digging back, something similar happened maybe 3 or 4 years ago in this same house. So I guess she knew when she went down the road that time, she didn't want to go down the road this time and really lose her house. She did something creative and refinanced or did something silly and, you know, got it taken care of at that time. But this time she wasn't playing around. She said, oh, no, we getting rid of this house one way or another. So when I go to look at the house, she got a for sale by owner sign out there. And I'm guessing that's the only marketing she did. And it's a little quiet street, so only so many cars going down. So evidently she didn't get enough people looking at it. She need a real marketer in there, somebody like me. So I went on in at nighttime, met her at about 6 o'clock at night. You know, well, it get dark early now. So it was about 6 o'clock when she got off work, and I finally got to go meet her, look around the house. She showed me the house, kitchen, bathroom, you know, whatever, all this stuff. Looked good. Nice house. Bonus living room.
What is the condition on that? What was the condition, Kris?
The condition of a house, you can live in it, but it isn't perfect. It needed little touch-ups, you know, like fix. So whoever put the carpet down and know what they were doing, stuff like that.
It's livable.
Livable, yeah, we'll say livable. But it was remodeled about 3 years ago. A new kitchen, a new hot water heater, a new air conditioner. So somebody spent money on this pretty recently. So the house is in pretty good shape overall.
Wow.
It just needed, you know, little finishing touches like light plate covers and, you know, little silly stuff. Stuff I'm not going to do. I'm going to let that tenant buyer do.
How long was it vacant, Kris?
It was vacant, I would say, about maybe 45 days or so. Maybe.
Where does it
under 2 months.
Where did the daughter-in-law go, or daughter?
She already had moved out. They just left the house and stopped making payments.
They just left home for dead.
Just leave her out there in the dry, I guess. I don't know. They just, I mean, people do stuff, man. You got to check on these people.
Slam dunk.
So, you know, so they highly motivated. It's a vacant house.
Highly.
That helps. Nobody's in there. She already been down this road before that she might lose her house. She don't want to lose it. And she already has her own house, so she don't need this house. So it's everything feel right in order.
Nice. We're going to get into some
numbers. In other words, she was very motivated.
Highly motivated. So motivated, ain't nothing I could have did wrong, I don't think. I would hope.
Give me the booty.
Say, grab them ankles. So there it is. No, I wasn't that silly.
I don't even want it. I don't even want it.
But no, it wasn't that deep. But as far as the numbers, you say you want to get into the numbers?
Well, now that we know the backstory, we know that she's motivated because her daughter's moving out, left her hanging. That's where our knife starts to turn. So
the knife is turning. Just a little bit of blood is gushing. She's feeling the pain. She's 2 months behind on the mortgage. And you know, they're sending letters like, hey, what's up? You gonna pay? What's going on? We need our money, man. You know, them banks ain't playing. So we want our money. And or we have to take this house. So so like I said, she had something similar in the past, which I found out when digging on this deal, that maybe I guess 4 or 5 years ago, she almost lost this house before, and they did something to put a second mortgage on it, but she don't have to make payments on it. They did some kind of HUD or I don't know, some kind of program where somebody took a second mortgage to take a chunk of that equity and say you don't have to make payments, and it's not due until like 2045 or some day in the future, but there's no payments on it. So that was sitting on there. So basically, to get into the numbers.
Well, before we get to the numbers, how did you when you're creating your universe right in front of you with these people, you're going to create the circumstances that you want. Tell me about the words when she's telling you what she owes. I want to hear the conversation where your brain went from, shit, I can't, this is no equity here, I can't wholesale this. Tell me about that conversation.
So yeah, when she told me the numbers and I seen that it really wasn't a wholesale deal, and she needed, you know, speed and everything else to go along with it. I basically just told her that, yeah, we could take over your house, make the payments. We'll be responsible for all the maintenance and repairs. And you don't have to do anything. The loan will stay in your name. I made sure she understood that clearly. The loan will stay in your name. We'll make the payments, and you won't have to deal with this house anymore. We'll take full responsibility for it. We have buyers ready to go, ready to get in here. And our tenant buyers, you know, we have a program. I use your favorite word. We have a program where we put people into houses that can't typically qualify right now, but we help them get that together where they can actually buy this house outright, you know, maybe in a couple of years. But I'm not going to make any claim on how long this process will take, but we will not leave you hanging. You have nothing to worry about.
I love it, Kris. I love it. I feel like I'm getting chills because I know this system is duplicatable all around the country.
Most
Brother
definitely.
Chris, you sound like you know what you're doing over there, man.
Oh, I study from the Giants too. You know, I take a little sneak bits. I learned from, the Godfather. You know who that is.
Oh,
I'm going to see him probably next month.
You come today?
In Atlanta.
Yeah, come on down. I'll be there.
All
Me
right.
and Chris. Yeah, come down, man. You still coming, Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot down, dog. I'm coming.
Yes, sir. We're gonna have a goddamn another YouTube live, guys.
A party up in there, huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
I'll check too. I may have the Airbnb. Maybe. Oh, I think that's super. No, that's close. I don't know. The Airbnb might be open. I'll check for y'all, man.
We need to look at that now, Eddie. Look at that now.
Yeah.
Because that's 30 days out.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit is right now. Okay, so there's no equity in this deal.
There's a little bit of equity. She owed about 113.
All right, so she owes.
And that's PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance on the payment of $780 a month. And the ARV is about 135 or so. So it's a little bit of equity, but not a lot. Not enough for a wholesale deal, They want juicy deals on the wholesale market. They want a steal of a deal when you're dealing with these wholesaling people.
Yeah, especially with guys like me. Or a newbie will take less of a profit.
There he is. He wants to get in on the show.
Yeah. Tomorrow we got the kids too. So she goes.
Hey man, I think your dog jealous a little bit, man. Every time we go live, he want to say something. What's up with him, Chris?
I might have to bring him in here.
Bring him in, man. You gotta let the people see him one good time, man.
Come here, Missy. Come here, Missy.
Yeah, man. Come on down, man. We're gonna have a good time.
It'll be fun. I only been to Atlanta once, and that's only to the airport, if that counts.
Oh man, you're gonna love it, man. You might not want to leave, man.
I know.
I've been here my whole life, so
I hear it's good for entrepreneurs there because I live that life. I haven't had a regular job since 2011. So once you get on that other side, you don't want to go back.
Well, yeah, it's over with.
You can't even see the other side. Go get a what? A job?
Well, you smoking.
Say it's too much money out here.
All right,
hey,
let me
man.
keep y'all focused.
I said I'd rather be homeless on the damn bridge, but you give me a laptop and a phone, I'm gonna come back up out of that sucker. 30 days. I'm
there
back.
you go.
All right.
Back.
So, she owes 113K, Chris.
That's correct. That's going to cover that first and that second.
What is it worth?
Worth about 135 to 140.
Well, in my world, this falls under the no equity category, brother.
Right.
The 20,000, dude, that's what it's gonna cost you to sell it.
Exactly. That's just fees to everybody who's getting paid except for you.
Yeah. So you said the monthly payment is $780. PITI, for my viewers that don't know what that is, Chris, break it down.
PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. You want to cover that stuff when you're counting this money going out.
Yeah, we got to know. That's so important because people get a loan that's interest only, Chris, and they say, well, the payment's only $780. Then you got to tag on another $300 for taxes and insurance.
Yep. So you want an all-inclusive payment of the PITI.
And you found that out by doing what?
I actually asked her first, and then I confirmed it when I got that authorization letter signed by the bank. Signed by her to go send to the bank to really get the real numbers, But she was really honest with everything, so I'll give her that. That was a good thing.
All right, so you did something you trusted, but you verified.
Trust but verify always.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So now we're getting in this. We know your outgo is $780 a month. You owe 113. These are your hard numbers. I always like to keep it on two sides. You can buy. We're gonna go over the buy first.
Right, and she was in arrears 2 months when we first started talking, and then we just went over December. So by the time my hands got on it, we were back payments 3 months.
I'm around up to 2,400.
Yeah, about 2,500, something like that, because the fees.
Yeah,
you know,
fees.
They love the fees at the bank. Late fees.
So roughly, let's go ahead and that's 25, man. So you are 2,500 walking in the door.
And that's not counting the closing costs yet.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Golly. Closing costs to buy. Now, when you go buy it, you got closing costs. What is it? Are you paying her closing costs, Kris?
Yes, sir. She has no money. So, she has no money. So I say I'll pay all the closing costs. Or what I told her when we had the conversation, when I buy this house, we usually pay all the closing costs. That's how I said it, basically.
I like that. Basically, you're saying all the rejection or objection that you might even be thinking of, I'm going to take care of it.
That's right. You have nothing to worry about. Sign right here.
Yeah.
So closing costs on your side and her side, give me a ballpark number.
That ended up being around 800.
Both sides?
Both sides.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they kind of gypped me too because they charged me $175 for the mobile notary.
Yeah, that was high.
Yeah, because I'm like, it was 6 o'clock at night, so we had to charge a little more because it wasn't during normal hours or some excuse they gave me. Because I was like, damn, $175, she need to pay that. That's an upsell. I don't pay overages.
It shouldn't be any more than $10 a document.
No, that's what they had on my sheet, $175. I'm like, what the hell is this? Because when I originally asked the people that I was going to close it through, I said, what do you think the closing costs will be? For me to pay both sides. She said about $650. So, I was expecting around that, but, it was more. No problem, though.
Yeah, that ain't no problem. I wouldn't worry about that.
Pennies. Water off a duck's back.
Don't worry about the pennies going for the dollars, brother. Now, tell me about this closing company or attorney that closed this for you, Kris. How did you find them and who were they?
There was a local title company. I referred to one of the other local investors here in St. Louis and asked them, who do they use? Or can you recommend someone that can handle this transaction? Because, we don't really have this is a title company state, so we don't have attorneys doing a lot of deals unless it's, special stuff like this. They can do it. So I actually got a referral from one of the local investors here in St. Louis.
And when you talked to that title company, you said you went in there talking all this crazy gibberish, gobbledygook, Italian, Chinese, Korean language that you're talking. What did they say?
Oh, well, they tried to send me down a rabbit hole, but I didn't fall for it. They tried to, because I had to tell them, yeah, we're going to close it in a land trust and try to break it all down for them. But they was like, oh, yeah, we know. And they try to tell me that, oh, yeah, you need to get bank accounts so you can accept rent payments and all this. I said, oh, no. I don't need no help with none of that. I just need you to close this in a land trust. Don't try to give me nothing extra. I don't need none of that. Just put it in this name I got here. I'll send you the documents. Because at first I asked her, can you all do this? And they're like, oh, yeah, we can do it. Our in-house attorneys, they'll only charge you $500. I said, never mind. I got the Kris Haskins package. I don't need your $500 deal, baby. I got the documents. I'm just going to send them to you.
What they going to charge $500 for?
The attorney to breathe on it.
What?
They tried to. See, they tried to draft the documents, but I already had it because I got it from Kris.
Okay.
See, they tried to upsell me, but I ain't fall for the okie doke.
But they have documents, no doubt, that might be better for your state or whatever. Did they look over the documents?
Oh, yeah, they looked over it. Everything was great. But they tried to do that, my attorney will look it over, and he'll just charge you $500. And I was like, no, I got the paperwork. I don't need no help on that part. They try to upsell you, though. Luckily, I'm a salesperson, and I don't fall for the upsells too much. Right. This is something I really need, but I didn't need no extra $500 fee.
I love it. So you came in there, you have everything. That's why you're self-sufficient. You walk in there, look, I just need you to close this thing out.
That's right. I got the ammo, I got the gun. I need you to pull the trigger. That's it.
Yep. Yeah.
So you're walking in there, you show them the documents, they see your documents. What did they say?
Well, I didn't do it. This was all virtual. I do a lot of stuff virtual too. I didn't put that in the early part. 90% of my business is virtual. I don't see a lot of sellers. I don't see a lot of houses. I don't do a lot of that stuff. I do a lot of stuff, over the phone or, things like that. So this was all through email and through phone. So I emailed them the documents and then they said, yeah, we can go ahead and do it.
Wow. So they didn't want to change anything on your docs.
Yeah.
They did not want to.
I'm sorry. No, they didn't. They wanted to charge. They didn't. Before, they didn't see the documents first. They didn't see the documents till everything was ready to go. So I didn't have to get an okay from them. It's just that when I presented it to them, they were like, "Yeah, we can draft it and we can do all of this," and try to upsell me that 500 extra. But I was like, "No, I got everything. I don't need it. We just need you to process this properly so that I'm covered, so that this thing goes into a trust." So that nobody calls loans due and none of this crazy stuff.
Nice, good for you, man. I'm so happy for this. All right, so you're buying it here. This side gets you in. Eddie, anything else you want to cover here on the buy side? We got monthly payment, what he owes, arrears, closing costs, and you told me you didn't want to give. Oh, you didn't want to, but I kind of like to give the seller something, Kris. You said you just walked out of the joint with it. You just took the house over, period.
Well, I mean, $2,500 or something. I came out of pocket for that. That wasn't like I had a buyer lined up yet. I had to come out of pocket. So I'm like, well, that's your payment.
That's it?
Yeah, I mean, it ain't like it was $0. That's real true money out of somebody's pocket.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you really helping them, man. You blessing them as well. They don't have to deal with that headache anymore.
Exactly.
There's a lot of stress on people, man. A peace of mind is in it, man, everything, man. A peace of mind, man. That probably was something that was keeping her up at night.
Most definitely, because she responded back so quick on that ringless voicemail drop. I said, dang, it's a motivated seller. Let's get them. When they come in fired up, I want to get them while they motivated, thinking about it, losing sleep. Let me go on and get you locked up and get you ready to go.
And you saving a credit, Kris. Now that the credit bureaus will report this loan as being current.
Exactly. We got it current now. And once we get to this sales side, we'll break down how we're gonna get this thing paid and make some money on it.
Oh yeah.
My last question is, when was this when did she buy it and when was the loan originated?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm thinking it's due in 2045. So let's see here. So maybe it refinanced in 2015, if that's 30 years.
Yes, you got 25. You got 25 years left.
Yeah.
I'm just rounding up, man. Or 20 years. So basically, you got 5 years of free principal pay down and interest accrue. Paying down that interest too.
We got that, but don't forget, this house was renovated with that money she cashed out the last time. So the kitchen's brand new.
Oh,
it's a lot of work that was done to this house recently within the last 3 years.
Sweet.
So this is a definition of a pretty house.
Hey, can you share your screen, Kris, and show us some pictures?
If I don't knock everything off in the process, I can.
Go to the left and it'll come out. If you just take your mouse over to the left.
Okay, let's see here. Control room, chat, screen share. All right. So what I'm going to do here is pull up some pictures first.
Pull it up.
Before I share my screen. I got 2 monitors going on. I got too much technology. I don't want to knock everybody off trying to do something special. Any
questions you got, make sure you put them in the chat box for Kris to answer. We're going to knock them down at the end. If you want us to answer it immediately, you will have to do a super chat. We're going to answer all questions. Put it in the chat box with your city, so I know where the people's at.
Yeah, it's a beautiful house. I would move in it myself if I needed a 4-bedroom. But just little old me, I don't need that much space.
Hey man, you're gonna have so many coming through that. Hey, they're gonna be the least of your word.
I'm gonna find me one to move into though.
Yeah, that's all I do, man. I got a loan one time back in shit. When was it? Damn, I don't even remember. I think 07 or something. That was the last loan I got. Subject to and everything.
There you go, subject to, bro.
I might even buy my dog a house subject to. Put him in a by himself.
Damn.
Morris L, are you sending out the subject to packet? Yeah, I'll put a. Morris, do you need the docs?
Man, let me go on here live.
These
They
docs
need
are
a
changing.
sub 2-pack. It works. You got a
changing.
living testimonial here.
Oh man!
Hallelujah. Tell them about where you got the dots from, man. Kris.
I got it from Kris Haskins. We got that package. We got the sub 2 deal, package deal, and that lease option package deal.
Good Lord. I'm too cheap, Kris, ain't I?
I think I got something else getting stuff, just in case.
You got the land trust. Did you already have a land trust? Did you already have a land trust, Kris?
Did I already have a what now?
You got your own land trust?
Yeah, I already set it up. I did. I got that from you too.
Okay, all right. Man, holy cow, you are implementing monster.
When you put it on sale, I'll be like, it's on sale? Sign me up, baby.
I'm so happy for you. All right, let's see this house.
Here. Okay, pictures. All right, let's see. Share screen. Let's see. Is that it? Screen share. Let's see. Hope it don't knock everything off or do something silly. I don't even know which screen it's gonna share. I got 2 monitors up.
Oh yeah.
I'll know in a second.
You want to put the link type the link in the chat box and I'll click on it and I'll share it. There's a link you sent me a link the other day.
Okay, I'll do that.
Is there a Zillow or something?
Oh, I think it works. Okay, I got it to work. I got the screen share to work. Boom. So it asked me which one I wanted to share. All right, so that one. You should see a house popping up in about 3, 2, 1, boom.
Nice.
So that's, if I can do this right.
Talk through us. Talk through us. We got windows, roof looks good.
Yep. A nice little 4-bedroom, 1 bath. It's missing that bath. I know you want that other bathroom in a deal, but this was a carport on the far right side. It used to be a carport there. They converted it to make it a 4th bedroom. So that kind of added a little bit of value. Most of the houses in the area do not have a 4th bedroom. The other thing about this house, there is no basement. So it's on a concrete slab. Let me do this like this.
You're right, Saint. You in Missouri.
It comes with the refrigerator. Let me put that down.
That's a plus. Shit,
comes with the refrigerator, comes with the oven, comes with the dishwasher, comes with well, that's it. So that's the kitchen there. You can tell that bad boy laid out.
Wow.
Nice and new. White cabinets, all white everything. Let me see. I can make that bigger. There you go. I thought I could just switch the picture from while I'm in here, but I guess it won't let me do that. Just have to make it small again. Stupid technology. Yep. These are just some of the pictures I had of the inside. They had a lot of stuff in here when I first took the pictures. This is the first living room. All that stuff's gone now. But this is the first living room, and then it had another bonus great room in the middle of the house. Kitchen and bathroom updated as well. Bathroom, nice little cute vanity there. Everything all cute and pretty. The definition of a pretty house.
Mm-hmm.
Nice shower head there with the extension and all of that good stuff. What else they got here? I mean, it's just a basic house. Carpet. They had, they need some paint, stuff like that. Because, who wants every room to be pink? You might have little boys.
What did you have? What sites did you listed on?
This is my website. Actually, one of my websites. I have about, I don't know, 5 of them or something dealing with this business. But this is my one to attract buyers or sellers, actually. But I put it on there to list it. So basically, yeah, I got these nice little finishes with these lights. I wanted her to leave the furniture in there. I got that from the OG Godfather Ron LeGrand. Say, yeah, so you can leave this furniture here. She ain't leave it though. I say, you leave this furniture in here. I'm gonna sell it with the house. It's the upsell. I sell it out of there. All these nice finishes. So this is how it was when I saw it. The day I looked at it, this is how I had all this stuff in there. Nice big old closets, big closets. This is that great room. It's dark in there because the light wasn't on, but That's the extra living room they had.
That's the carport right there.
No, that's the extra. It's the room in the middle of the house. The carported room. And then that's the kitchen. Then they had this little storage area. So this is the only thing they had for storage. There was no basement. It was just a small little bedroom basically for the other one. Electrical, pretty updated. I get the washer and dryer as well. So I got the washer, dryer, refrigerator, oven, dishwasher, all included. I was trying to get this furniture, like I said, too, because I had, I could do something with that. Get a couple $100 for that just by itself. So yeah, I think this is the carport room right here, I believe. Yeah, this is it. That's the room that they converted from a carport to a bedroom. And then this is what the outside looks like down the street one direction, down the street the other direction, just to give an idea of what the neighborhood looks like. So I took good pictures of it, I think. Need a little bit of stuff on the siding. Like I say, the house isn't perfect, but it's, you can move in. This is the backyard. It had a big swimming pool back there where there's a hole in the ground, but the person that's getting it say he likes it. He's going to do something with it. So I say sign him up. This the side of the house.
The central heating and air is going to go.
Brand new. Well, 2 years old. Can't go far there. So that's how that puppy looked. Nice little beautiful 4-bedroom house. Boom.
Eddie, you got the central heating and air new, man. That's $5,000 right there.
Wow. Man, you caught a lick, man.
Say show up and win, baby. All you got to do is show up.
Wow.
So, 4 bedrooms, 3-year-old AC, updated kitchens.
All right.
That stuff there I wrote.
Okay, so we're on the buy side. So we're closing it out. Eddie, $800 for both sides. Tell me about, on my closing costs, when I'm doing one of these, on both sides, it's going to cost me $3,000. What is it going to cost you down in Georgia?
Just to close it out?
Yeah.
$1,500.
On both? That's for both sides?
Oh, no. No. The front side, $3,000. Front side, $1,500 on the back end. That's $3,000.
Kris, you are very blessed in Missouri, brother, to be able to buy a house on both sides for $800. That ain't happening.
When we buying the subject too, we reselling it on the lease purchase most of the time.
You gotta buy. You gotta still represent yourself when you're buying it.
Did I lose my camera?
We just meet with the attorney office and they close it out. The whole transaction, $1,500.
I'm saying that's gonna represent. Yeah, you got the seller. You got both sides. You got your side as a buyer and then the seller side.
Right. It's $1,500 altogether.
Okay, $1,500. Yeah, man.
Damn, y'all $3,000, Kris.
I mean, they're charging you based. We're paying 0.7% on transfer fees at the courthouse, dog.
How much?
I think it's 0.7 or 0.8%. So if the house worth $200,000, man, I mean, whatever that is right there, that's $1,400 in stamps, doc stamps.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're not letting you. They're charging you based on the value, not on the purchase price. Wait a minute. Hey.
Put my chat back up.
I'm doing a webinar with Eddie right now.
Y'all paying some high closing costs, huh?
We pay like $1,500 when we close them out on the buy and the selling side.
All right.
So we like $1,500. $1,500 everything. So y'all $800 for everything, Kris?
Yeah, buyer side, seller side, and the but I didn't get the title insurance, so I don't know how much that would have been. I did not get title insurance.
Probably like about $300. So you probably been at about $1,100, $1,200.
Oh, all right. Not bad.
All right, so we're in it on this side. So we got $2,500 out plus 8. So you got $4,000 out to buy it.
About $3,300.
25 plus 8. You're not cleaning it. You're not doing nothing.
Doing nothing, man. That house needed. Actually, I got some stuff out of there that I actually sold. If you want the real truth, but I got paid to clear some stuff away.
Unbelievable. All right, let's get to the sell side.
The selling
selling
side.
this on the lease option. I love it. I love it.
So yep, that's the fun part. So the lease option.
Tell me about your marketing to attract this tenant buyer.
First thing I did is went to the most popular website on the internet when it comes to real estate. Starts with a Z, ends with a W. The class should know what that is. Zillow. So, like I said, this seller did not have any good marketing out whatsoever. So I didn't even need her to release her Zillow page. I just went on in there, claimed it as the owner, put the pictures up, updated all the information, put it on Zillow. I put it on Craigslist, your other favorite website. I put it on a lot of sites. Facebook.
Now, what magical language are you putting on this ad?
Rent to own, 4-bedroom in South County, ready to go, or something to that effect. Basically, no banks, no credit is okay.
What monthly rent are you looking for here, Kris?
I didn't publish any monthly rent amount. I just put out a price of $165K. I did not publish any prices. I didn't publish any anything really, just that price and the information about the house.
Wow. What do you think about that?
I didn't say a down payment amount. I asked the buyers, how much do you have to put towards a down payment? And I got a lot of tire kickers talking about, oh, I got $1,000. I'm like, yeah, you got the wrong number here, baby.
Not today, buddy.
Somebody, I got 1,500. I can maybe come up with 1,500. Nah, it ain't gonna happen over here. So yeah, I did not publish. So I had a lot of people trying to hit me with that $1,000, $2,000 stuff, which, you know, I just said, we'll keep your number just in case. We'll see what happens. Because I know tax season coming up next month. I was willing to pay that mortgage one more time, you know, if I need to.
Oh yeah.
You know, even two more times, you know, whatever.
You listed it for sale. Now, my mind is trying to wrap around. Rent to own is going to be in the rental section, or you're listing it in the for sale side, rent to own.
Yeah, I put it in for sale, rent to own. So I put some keywords in there: owner financed, no credit is okay, no banks, down payment is required, in capital letters, required. Didn't say how much. So I sent it out like that into several sites, Facebook groups, Craigslist, OfferUp, Let Go, My House Deals, what is it? Bigger Pockets, all those sites. You know, every real estate site you can put it on. The same thing I would have did with a wholesale deal. I put it on as this type of deal to see what kind of thing. Because plus I want to build up my buyers list for anything I come across. If I don't want to keep something, I got a way to get rid of it, you know? So I published it and let the buyers come rolling in.
So you published it in the for sale section?
Yes, in the for sale section. And I put it on a phone number that I dedicated specifically for this that goes directly to a voicemail. Because I don't want to get all these people calling me, asking me 1,000 questions. So they call. Yeah, you know they gonna call.
They'll tear it up.
They'll be on your phone so much. I want to move tomorrow. How much you got? 500. Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Not happening. I don't even know you.
All right, let me keep me focused so we can get to these questions. Good gracious. Okay, so you're putting it out there. Tell me about what type of calls you're getting, and tell me about the buyer that actually came through.
So I'm getting a lot of those people with $1,000, maybe $2,000. I had a couple of people. You know, their main question is, how much is the payment? When I was like, well, maybe I should put the payment out there. So they kept asking. So I said $1,250. $1,250 a month. Let's see what goes. Because when I did the rentometer.com or rentometer.com, I saw that the comps said between $1,100 and $1,500. So I put $1,250 for a 4-bedroom. That's a good website for the class to check out, rentometer.com.
Say that again.
So
okay.
I put that on there, and you know,
you told him when he called you, he was like, the particular guy. How'd that conversation go?
So actually, this guy contacted me like the second day I had it out, and back then he said he had 30K. I said, wow. Oh, 30K, my kind of guy. So this is talking my language. He talking my talk. when you want to move is all I want to know almost, but it ain't that serious. You have to do some screening. So he had contacted me back then it's been like 2 weeks. That was before I even closed the deal because I started marketing as soon as I locked it under contract. So I wanted to I was on double close it if I had to, or, do something creative, but that didn't work out that way because I didn't get a buyer yet. So I went on and some time went by, maybe 2 weeks. I went on and closed it last Wednesday. And while I was over at the house, checking on it, making sure my signs and stuff was up, because I was listening to Eddie. He said, you need to put a bunch of signs out. So you know what I did? Follow directions, go put a bunch of signs out. So I put signs up, because I only had like maybe 4 or 5 out. But I said, no, I'm going to flood the market. They're going to know this house is over here. So I put a lot of arrow signs up all through the neighborhood. Now the phone really ringing. And then I went over there, and he happened to roll by, the same guy. Weird, when I talked to him on the phone already. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's you. He said, oh, yeah, I talked to you before about this house. So he ended up going inside and taking a look at it with his wife. And he liked it. So he was like, so this house needs work. That's what he said. I said, well, I never claimed for it to be perfect, but you can move in just like it is. How much do you have to put down? And he started asking, well, how much do I need? I said, well, I'm not going to say a number first. The rule in negotiation. I let him know I just be real with people. I don't play around. I keep it real. I'm not saying no number first. What you got?
We have a line for that. I'll give you my line. If someone asks how much do we need, I'll let Eddie go. You got a line you use, Eddie?
If they ask what? How much
do you need down?
Well, sir, the more money you put down, the lesser your monthly payments will be. How much money do you have to put down?
You got it. I like it. Wait a minute, taking notes.
Always put it back on them. Always put it back on them. So if they ask,
psychology.
Put it back on them. If they ask, we're completely flexible, Mrs. Smith, as long as you got something reasonable. We're flexible, but as long as you got something reasonable, we can work with you.
Woo. Hey, boy, you add them two together, boy. Hey, you gonna get some big checks.
You're spitting that fire on here.
All right. So you're going back and forth.
So we actually did negotiate it right then and there. So he saw it because actually 2 people popped up at the house while I was there. I was like, dang, I just happened to be here. I didn't know people were going to show up.
Create momentum with that.
So yeah, people and I saw them and I thought they were together originally, but I said, oh no, these 2 people together and these 2 people together. Oh, so that means this house ain't gonna last long. And so he got it in his mind too, like, oh yeah, telling his wife, we got to move quick on this. I like this house. It's like, there's no basement. I said, yeah, there's no basement, but you got a lot of room and you got a lot of potential in this house. See, I'm upselling it. I'm telling them, yeah, look at the potential you got. You got a large fenced-in backyard. Oh. It's ready to go. I'm a salesperson anyway. So I didn't have no problem selling it. Once they meet me, they really in trouble. So
you're creating scarcity. This thing isn't going to last long.
It showed up just on time too, because I thought they were together, but they were separate. She said, "Oh no, I don't even know them. They just happen to be here." I said, "Oh, so you wanted too?"
I like that. I like that. All right, so let's talk about your buyer. Let's get some questions.
All right, so we get to maybe about 20, 30 minutes later, I get a phone call from my line that I got dedicated straight for this, and I'm like, "Dang, he blowing my number up like 4 times." So I called. Oh, I just missed your call.
Uh-oh, Eddie, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm losing Kris.
Hey, Kris got all that technology. He about to blow up, man. He's about to blow up.
What he is an asking price, and I think that's fair.
Kris.
Hey, Kris, you went away, man. Eddie? You went away on us, Kris, for about 30 seconds. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. We're back. Are we back now?
Hey, all that energy, man. You about to blow. You messing up the electricity.
All right. I'm back again. So this buyer, the buyer calls me.
He called you 45 minutes, 20 minutes after he left. That's what we heard.
Okay, so he calls me. He's blowing the phone up, blowing up by 4 calls. I'm like, dang, who blowing that number up like that? Because I see it on my email when I miss a call. So I calls back, say, yeah. And he started asking about, yeah, I like the house, but what can you do on the price? And as you saw a second ago, I was asking $165,000 for the house. He's like, can you do something with the price? I had to ask him. I put it back on him to say, well, what do you have in mind?
There you go.
So he came on in and said, well, I'm thinking 150. So I'm looking like, well, I'll do that. Let's go ahead and get you an application in to see if you qualify for our program, and we'll see what we can do.
There you go. Get the
And
application.
on my application, which is pretty squared away, I got it nice. It even asks simple questions like, how soon are you looking to move? How much do you have to put down? How much can you pay, or what's the most you can pay for a monthly rent? And would you like to be notified of our upcoming houses? So basically just gets this stuff in writing so that I got something on paper so they can't say I said something else. And then I can keep them on my buyers list for a future time if they don't take this house.
Right.
I know they qualified for something with $20K to put down.
Yes.
So he went on and said he filled it out, put in it to put down $20,000. They said they didn't put anything down for the monthly amount. They put mortgage. So I had to call him back and explain how this deal works. There's no mortgage. We don't do mortgages. I'm not a mortgage broker or none of that stuff, but we will help you get into this house with this down payment. What can you do on a monthly? So he said, well, I can do $1,000.
You got $20K down. And when did he agree to a monthly payment? When did that come up?
That was on the phone. Because see, I need to do this meeting of the minds right here on the phone so I can get these documents drawn up to get them signed off.
Oh yeah.
So where
he said,
what's the payment? I don't. What did he say? What did he? I mean, how'd that go? Monthly payment. We got 20 down.
$1,000 a month, 1K. He wants to pay $1,000 a month, but he said he's going to be making bigger payments than that to try to get that mortgage or that bill down. And I explained to him how the program works. Your down payment is non-refundable. Non-refundable. Make sure, because he's not from here, so they don't speak good English. So I want to make sure it's clear. Non-refundable. You will never see it again.
Yeah,
and you know, your monthly amount.
He need to sign off on that a couple times, my brother.
Yeah. So your monthly amount, you know, that will be an amount. If you pay more than that, that can go towards the principal if you like. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna end up paying $2,000 a couple times and all of this. So I was like, all right, that's fine, whatever, you know, bring it on in, baby. So he agreed to $1,000 a month, $20,000 down, and
165 minus 113 is what?
Oh, but his price was $150. I'm sorry. I was asking $165, but we agreed to $150.
He got you down. Okay.
Oh, I didn't mind coming down because that was high anyway.
You didn't know? Oh, it was high?
Yeah, because remember, it's only worth about $150 or $135 or something.
That is true. You know what? I probably would have done the same thing.
So whatever number, that number, about 24 days.
Damn, man. Hey, that's sweet, huh?
Yeah.
What's the profit? After all your expenses.
After all those expenses, I'm gonna net out about 18 profit.
Yeah, you got it.
See that guy?
150.
How long did it take y'all to make $18,000 at your current job? And how much time did you put in it, brother Chris? How much time you put in on this one deal?
On this one deal, maybe 5 hours at the most.
Oh man, 18,000. Oh my God, you get paid more than a lawyer, man. How much that is an hour? 2, 4, 6, 8. Shit, man. Come on, man. You show me a better hustle, sign me up.
I ain't seen
really that five.
Because we ain't even got into the other Actually, it might even be more than that. It is more than that, actually, because you got to remember, we got the down payment. We got the monthly cash flow of about $280 a month. Because remember, that payment is $780, right?
That's what I'm getting ready to go over now.
Oh, okay.
Cash flow.
150 minus 113.
Yeah.
Total equity got is 37,000 total.
So 37 on the front end.
Well, that's the total equity if you got your loan balance and.
Oh, okay. Balance. Okay.
37 equity today. So you're getting 20 of that right now, so you got 17 equity left, right? Because he ain't gonna pay you for the arrears.
And the $220 a month cash flow while I wait.
Yeah, I got you. So you're getting $200 a month on a monthly, and this 113 is going down every month.
Correct.
That's where your kicker is here, dog.
They paying that mortgage down. He said he gonna pay it off. That's what he told me. I'm paying it off.
Yeah, he might. I mean, how many times have I heard that? I don't know.
I don't know. They not from here. He from the Middle East or from Afghanistan at that.
Oh, he might he might pay it off.
And they got that bread. He got that. He said A buddy of his just did something similar and paid off a house that was worth $250. They paid off $250K on another house. That's why he knew something about this.
I'm happy for you. All right, let's get to some questions so we can get up out of here, man. Too many questions. I don't even know when to get started. Okay, class, we're gonna get to some questions. Kris, you ready to knock some questions out, brother Eddie, too?
Bring it on.
All right. Derek, welcome. Matt. Morris L wants the subject to package. Morris, you send me an email. We'll get that out to you. Corwin. Hey, Roberto. Racine Thomas wants to know how you found your first hard money lender. Kris, tell me about in this deal about your hard money lender.
Well, in this particular deal, there was no hard money lender involved. I talked directly to the motivated seller. Keyword motivated. If you can get somebody that's motivated, they'll do whatever they can to help make that deal go through.
Racine, there is no hard money lender. I wanted to make sure we stress that. Hey, APZ, what's up? Jasmine's very proud of you, Kris.
Thank you, Jasmine.
King David, what up? You coming back in? New York City, Celeste. Way to go, Kris. Morris L, my email address is in the chat here. Just right here in the chat. KrisBuysHouses@gmail. Kris, this ain't your character. You're doing something else in the Facebook group that they're in.
Yeah, I'm in a couple of the Facebook groups. I provide value everywhere I go. I try to add value or don't be there. If I'm there, it's a plus for everybody involved. It's a win-win-win all the way across the board.
Oh yeah, I like that, man.
Everybody can win. We can all eat.
Everybody. That's how it's supposed to be.
Abundance mindset.
Everybody. Black, white, Chinese, Indian, Jew, Gentile. Hey, all of them.
All right. King David says the trust contract could work in North Carolina. Is not a land trust state. How does he get around that? I don't know. Do you know anything about that?
I talk to your attorney on that.
The only place I heard that a land trust is no good, I believe, is one of those states up in the Northeast, and that's not one of them.
Well, my friend Jessica, that's contributed for our newsletter, says that they don't honor them in New York State.
I think it was either Pennsylvania, I want to say, but I'm not sure if that's it. It's one of those states over in that area that really won't do you no good.
Not on that particular deal, but yes. Oh, Derek. Oh, okay. GTL wants to know, did you learn this stuff from me?
Most definitely. I learned it from giants. I only learned from the people who've been in the game for a long time, because this information has to be passed on to the next people that come, after, this time passed. So I learned from Kris. I learned from Eddie. I learned a lot from Ron LeGrand. I learned a lot from a lot of people, really. I try to, pick what I can and use it. I learned my virtual wholesaling from Kong, from Wholesale to Millions, the guy on there. So I do, like I said, a lot of my stuff is virtual anyway. And I just coupled all that stuff together in one little ball of wax and throw it out. Hadouken!
Hadouken!
Oh yeah, Kris, some people here want you to email them too. Kris, you bringing it today, dog. Good God.
Energy flowing good.
Are you using Sling Studio? No, I don't know. What is a land trust? What is a land trust? I'm gonna let one of y'all take that. I just can't preach about them no more, man.
Go ahead, brother Kris.
A land trust is nothing more than an entity that takes title to a property. Really nothing more than that. You don't operate a business through it. You don't do any of that stuff. All you do is hold title to the property.
Period. I think a lot of people, Kris, in my opinion, get caught up in the word trust. They think it's so used by the ultra wealthy, and then people over in Europe are owning this stuff in trust and then passing it on to their family that's eating the grape coupon, and then they've got
and that's exactly what they try to do at the title company by saying, yeah, you need to do this for your trust and do this if you're going to be taking rent payments. And I was like, no, I don't need any help with none of that stuff. Just please close this deal. We don't want none of that extra stuff trying to confuse me. But I already learned from the greats. I don't need them to teach me. If I'm learning from the greats already.
Hey, they want to double up, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at them for trying to get that money, but it ain't happening here.
Good for you. A trust is period. All you have to do when you think about land trust, a way to take title to a house, period. Don't fancy it up.
Anything more than that is stressful. That's all it is.
That's right.
Black ink on white paper. Ain't that what you call it?
I just got that from Ron, man. Black ink on white paper. And
people are so afraid of black ink on white paper. They're afraid of these contracts and agreements. Just read it.
Yeah.
In regular language.
Derek Space says a land trust is an arrangement in which one party holds property for another party's benefit. That's right.
That's exactly what it is.
What site are you on? I don't know. Just go to Barron's. Get your Barron's book. Nashville. We'll be in Nashville in January for the summit. You going to the summit too, Kris?
Oh, you going to that too? See, that stuff all back to back. I was just looking at that like, man, I had to take a whole month off.
You know, man, next year I'm going to focus on some more studying.
I do have another business here in St. Louis. I mean, they can run it a few days without me, but I don't know if they can last that long.
The JW Method wants to know, when did you have to pay the arrears for that loan, Kris? Thanks, JW Method. What city you in, bro?
For the arrears for that loan, I needed to pay it before they started the foreclosure proceedings, which I did not start paying it until I actually closed the deal. I could have paid it ahead of time, but I was like, you know, I don't want any funny business going on or no, because, you know, once that money's gone, it's gone. So, you know, I said, I'll wait till I close. The day I closed, I went in and put it in on that bank that night. They drafted my account the next morning and it was gone. Poof. And that loan is now current again.
Good. So good for you. Wow, that's cool. You got your Dana Gardner. Which do you feel is a better marketing piece? Ringless voicemail or the text blasting, Kris?
Well, I would say in reality, for the amount of money it costs, I don't see anything wrong with doing both. Right. See, that's kind of how my marketing works. I do ringless voicemail. I don't do too much text blasting. I do a little bit. And I do, I have a cold caller. He's actually on the phone right now. I have a cold caller over in the Philippines. Am I frozen?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I was frozen on there. It looked like it's frozen on my screen. But yeah, I have, you know, cold caller, ringless voicemail. I do a little bit of text. And I do very little mail. Very little. Not too much, because that mail will tear your butt up.
It's so weird. Me and Eddie, we talk about this daily, how things are just changing. Eddie and I are from the dinosaur era, if you will. Texting, people didn't know what a freaking text message was.
Yeah, what's a text? And everybody responds to text.
Yeah. And that phone shit. When you call them with a ringless voicemail, everybody got that phone by it. As soon as that shit make a noise, everybody jump, oh, wait, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Man, boy, that shit is addictive, man. This is the most addictive thing I think ever created, man.
And my thing is, I just want a response. I don't mind if they don't want to sell. Just tell me no, we get you off the list. I'd rather have an answer. Yes, right. You want to sell? No, you don't want to sell. Versus I sent out a bunch of marketing and I'm going to pray that somebody call me back. I want you to tell me yes or no.
Wow.
And if you say yes, we got a plan for you, baby. Come on in. What you got?
Sirion says, what would the best outcome be and the worst outcome? What is the best? Give us a positive and a worst, a positive and a negative on this transaction, Kris.
Best case scenario on this transaction is he pays for a long time and defaults like right at the end when he's almost paid off. And I got to put it back out and put a new tenant buyer in there 10 years down the line. That's, I guess, the best. And then, I don't know. I guess that could be the best. That could be the best. Or a second best, he just cash me out and take the house and do what he's supposed to do with it. As far as worst case scenario, I don't know. Worst thing that can happen is they don't make payments. I kick them out, put a new tenant buyer in there, and do it all over again and get another $20K from the next person.
Oh my God!
You can't really lose on this for real, unless they go in there. I mean, I guess the worst thing they could do is they can't even burn the house down because we got insurance on it. I don't know. Yeah,
the worst. I feel so bad for you having to go resell this and get another 20,000, Kris. You just got it so rough.
Yeah, man, that's a terrible thing, Kris.
Another 20. They might give 30 in the future.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, Kris.
Because this buyer that's going in there, he's gonna fix it up. It's gonna be nicer when I get it back than when I'm giving it to him, I'm sure.
Every time, most of the time, man. Thank God, knock on wood, but I never got one back that's been bad. The worst I've gotten them back is paint and carpet. But that's it.
Cosmetics.
Yeah, they got different mindset of these people going in there.
I love it, man. I'll never rent a property out, man. Not the normal traditional way, man. I can't deal with that stress, man.
It's too
I don't
stressful.
have time for it.
Yeah,
I like to live my life smooth and collect checks without having to
traditional
talk
rentals
to
do not even sound good. I don't even want to think about a traditional rental ever, unless it's a huge apartment complex or something where somebody managing it. I am gonna get into that next year. That's my plan.
Right.
So.
Right. Daniel wants to know how
Dave Lindahl good on that too, man, as far as the apartment go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he bought over like 8 to 10. He had over about 10,000 units, man. He sold off about 3 or 4,000 of them.
Yeah, I've been trying to get up there like Uncle GC, Grant Cardone. So I'm trying to get some buildings like that. Stupid money coming in.
Yeah.
All right, we're over an hour. Let me get this. Have you found a deal? He did a ringless voicemail. Marquise, he wanted to know how you found a deal. Hey, happy holidays, Daniel. What did the seller gain? Oh yeah, that's a good question. Sheffer the trucker, what did the seller gain from this deal? What did the seller gain, Kris?
Well, the seller gained peace of mind and debt relief. They don't have to think about making that payment. It's still on their name, it's still on their credit report, but they don't have to make payments. They can keep their money to go into their own household, not to some alligator eating up all the money over here that they don't even live in. So I solved the problem for them and solved the problem for that end tenant buyer. Solving problems, get you paid.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
Paul J, congratulations from NYC. He said he gets excited about hearing this stuff. Paul J. Hilda, hey, great content, Kris. Sugarcane. First show she's caught, he or she, I don't know. You'd set up. You got to hit the bell, class, if you want to see when the notifications are coming. Autumn says she loves your posts on Facebook, Kris.
Oh, thank you. I try to help out people, like I say.
Make sure you guys hit a thumbs up on this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, baby.
JW Method Jared wants to know in Houston, if you're going to do a short sale, do you put that house under contract or do you just go through the process with the owner?
It's the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, you put it under contract regardless.
With the owner.
With the seller. That's right.
You got to be with the seller because they're the ones that own the house. You can't go to ABC Mortgage Company and get a house under contract. They don't own it.
So that's the key word, like I said earlier. Get you a motivated seller, and they'll do whatever it takes to make it work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good gracious. Oh, Jared. Okay, we're almost at the bottom. Never put a house in your name. Don't do that.
Never put a house in your name.
Daniel, we went over a whole bunch of ways he found leads a few minutes ago. He just crunched all that stuff. Morris L. Technically, you can use a regular grantor's trust. Same thing. Land trust is simpler. I don't know. So I'm not a trust expert. I just know a land trust works. Theodore in Chicago. Mr. Trans. TB Williams. Hey, Eddie. Thanks, Kris and Kris. Thank you for getting valuable education. Moving forward to the unconventional, becoming more comfortable. Kris, would you say this is unconventional?
This is very unconventional, and it's like a world that just feels so natural to me. You know, it just feels like I belong here. I have to, because, you know, like I said, my other business here in St. Louis, I work in resale. So, like, I'm an auctioneer. So 25 and out, 35 and out, 45 and out. So I sell stuff like that.
Oh, boy, you good, boy. Hit that thing one more time, man.
All right, we got to go right here. We're going to go 25 and out, 35 and out, 45 and out, 65 and out. Come on back. Want to go bed? No, sold it. Something like that. Just messing around. So I got so I live in that world already. So now, like I said, I was listening to Grant Cardone, and he said sometimes you can be in the wrong vehicle. So I have some of the talents and some of the skills to close people, negotiate, all of that. But if I could flip a living room set or, you know, a piano or whatever we selling, do it on some real estate and get some real money.
Yeah.
So I say, come on into the unconventional side. So it's perfect for what I've been doing.
Wow.
Hey, they said who holds the insurance? for the subject to?
So the way I just did the insurance, matter of fact, they just sent me an email today. The insured will be the mortgage company, and the seller will be named insured on there on the policy.
So you're not gonna put your name on it at all?
Yeah, my actually the my company is on there.
So you got your company, your name, your company, the seller, and the mortgagee is the lender.
Yeah, exactly.
You got a power of attorney, man. You'll be good.
Exactly. Yep.
You could walk
limited power of attorney.
POA. I remember one time I got to check one of my sellers' names for like $4,000. Man, I went to the bank with that power of attorney. They didn't like it, but they cashed it.
They gotta respect the game, baby. Respect the craft.
Sheila did that for Eddie. Should have seen that folk looking at that power of attorney. They went in the back.
They had to go get the boss to look at it and say, we gotta honor it.
Dang.
Notarized, baby. If I give you a pen and instruct you to hold it for me a few days, give it back to me tomorrow, would you? If we put it in an express trust, I don't know that. T. Tunster, what happens if the seller dies before the house closed and the family wants the house back? That's a good question.
Well, they can't have it back, man. You got the right paperwork signed. Hey, it's over with. It's a wrap.
Yeah, you need to. Well, that's the only thing I would say, Chris. I think what you're doing is perfect. As at this stage of my life, I want to make sure that I don't want no problems.
Right.
I try to give a seller a few, even if it's a few. Like we did one recently, they were 9,000 in arrears, and we still give the seller $500. You know.
Yeah.
I just don't want people.
I always give them something, so they won't feel like I just rate them across the cold. We give them at least 500.
And in reality, I'm still waiting for about 500 to come back from the seller, because we had to take this house subject to a sewer bill lien that was on there for like $470. So I told her we needed that to close the deal. So they said I told them they can either give it to me later and I'll pay it, but I didn't do that. I just got an exception at closing so that they can just keep it on there until they send me that money. Then I'll put it towards that.
Yeah.
So closing subject to something else.
There you go. You could subject to 50,000 liens on there if you want to. It don't even matter.
Right. See, that's why I say when you get in this unconventional world, you find out that all this stuff they told you on the regular stuff is lies. It's like, man, I need to know what you really can and can't do. And really, you find out it ain't really much you can't do.
Chris, when you find out damn near everything they taught us is lies, even in school, goddamn it, a lot of awakening happened. Shit. It ain't just with the real estate. It's a whole mental game they on the mental game level playing field.
See, Chris, what they want to do, the system wants you to keep funneling your money to them.
They want the system to keep going, baby. They don't you can't break the system. Now you got to get in line, get in the matrix. Now just follow along. Now be good.
Exactly. And I even tell people that when I'm like, you want to learn this stuff, you got to almost delete everything you've known before and start from scratch. That's the only way it's going to wrap your mind around a lot of this stuff. Just delete that junk. I got to get a real estate agent. My agent said this. You don't need an agent for none of this stuff I'm doing. You can use one to get you some leads or some deals. But in reality, I'm going to get my license. Go ahead, man. Why make 3% when you can make 300%?
Woo! Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Machuela says, whose name will they put the property in, Chris?
Whose name? It's in the trust name. I actually put her initials and the numbers to her address as the name of the trust. Then the beneficiary of the trust would be, me.
Karina,
which they won't see that though. That's not in public record.
No, they're not gonna see that. Karina wants to know that she says there are more steps involved than she thought. Chris, for someone that thinks that this is a mountain, what can you say for someone starting out that wants to do a subject to?
I would say it is an advanced strategy. Learn from the best. Stay tuned in to Kris Haskins' channel. I actually watched the videos about, 4 times to make sure I got a complete understanding of what to do, because it's all laid out there. I would suggest, get the education to know exactly how to do it. And if you can't, get a mentor or somebody that can hold your hand if you need all that. But I'm not that type of person. I like to just get in there and take action. But so it's not that hard. You just got to have your documents in a row and perform. Take action. That's it.
You're gonna mess something up. I mean, nothing's perfect. My first ones, and it's not like nobody's gonna come with a gun and shoot you if you do.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if you screw up, it happens.
GTO, just email me if you want the subject to docs. Just email me. I don't have time to.
Subject to, that's the best way to go ahead and take control of that property, from what I see.
Simply 6 has 170 in equity from an investment. Wants to buy rental property to create passive income. Is that a good idea?
Heck no.
I wouldn't.
Not one property.
Do it.
You can take that 170 and buy you about 170 subject to.
Exactly. Once you find the power of this, you will not even look on the MLS for a real estate property. You won't even think about a lot of the stuff that you be thinking about. It's like another world that's right in our face, and most of us can't even see it.
Right.
That's right. Put your email in the chat, Chris, so people can know where to get in touch with you.
Oh, I thought I just put that. Let's see. At Kris Monroe STL on all social media. At Kris Monroe STL. Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Same thing.
Eddie and I were just talking this morning about how times are changing and how people are working harder for less. People are working less and they're making a lot more money. And it's all up here, Chris. How final words, Chris, and then I'm gonna get to Eddie too. Final words about, I want you to tell me how when you learn, I remember me when I learned about subject 2, I felt like I was having a rebirth, if you will. Like all this shit has been crammed in my head about having a realtor, got to go get a loan, turn in bank statements, have a credit report, turn in tax returns. All that crap is irrelevant. Tell me about how you feel about that, and what can you tell people that can kind of that want to do a sub 2 deal. Just break that down a little bit.
What I would say is educate yourself. I mean, that's the only way it's going to make sense to you, because a lot of that stuff is useless, you know, paying all those extra fees and all of this stuff. Like you just said, it's just, I would just suggest getting the education and executing, because anything beyond that, it won't really make sense to you until you put some skin in the game and go through the process. Because I mean, that's the best way to learn. I mean, you can learn a lot in the classroom, but you can learn a lot by getting out in the field.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get.
Go ahead, Eddie.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say you gotta get your feet dirty, man. You gotta go out there. That's the only way to truly learn. You can read all these books and buy all these programs and buy all this technology, but if you never pull that trigger, nothing's gonna happen. So you just do the math. Nothing plus nothing equals nothing. That is.
And also, to add to that, for these people that got money, like the guy that was just messaging up there, if you're going to spend some money, my opinion, I would spend the money on smart marketing. Learn how to market well and put that money toward marketing to bring you a funnel of deals where you can't even do nothing with them. You got so many deals coming in. You're like, damn, let me slow the marketing down. That's what I would suggest, putting the money into your education and getting that marketing up. All of that other stuff, you don't need it.
Plus, you need to get a coach too. You got that kind of money, get you a coach, man. But that's just, if you want to speed up your process and learn the ropes quick, you know, get you a coach. If not, you know, you could do it yourself, but it's gonna take you a lot longer if you got that time to wait. You got to make a lot of more mistakes and all that stuff. Unless you a person that can go out there just learn easily, then you know, go on out there and go for it. But if you know you need to really know it, or need somebody to really walk you through it to get your deal done, please get a coach. Because you'll make less mistakes.
They on the right channel right now. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell, because it's all right here. I mean, how many videos you got on here, Chris? 400 or something? I don't know. A lot. I've seen about 300 of them.
Yeah. He got like 4 million, I think.
The information is here. This is the information age, so there is no excuse anymore than, you know, to just let this stuff go by, let all these people cash these juicy checks in your face while we struggling trying to get $10 more from somebody. It's all here, man. Just dedicate yourself. Say, I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna learn this, and I'm gonna do it. You know, that's what you gotta do. That's
what I told myself. I'm like, I remember back in the day, I'm like, you know what? Today I will learn subject 2. Today. This is back in 2006.
I learned it in 2 weeks. I learned all that stuff in 2 weeks. Everything I needed to know to get this deal to the finish line in 2 weeks. That's because I dedicated myself, though.
It took. Look at that, Eddie. He learned this in 2 weeks. It took me, man, to gather the data back in 06. No one was teaching it online. Eddie,
that's the first deal I actually did was a subject 2.
Dang.
But you know, when I learned from the Godfather back then, when he was teaching it, he would give you all the tools in the toolbox. Like it was a 5-day intense event, man, where you learn everything. Subject to short sales, wholesaling, retailing. Man, there was so much information, man. When I left out of, my mind was about to blow. But that was the first deal I did. It was a subject 2, and then it was a wholesale after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I only been doing this for a little bit. Like I said, I closed my first deal on August 31st. I've closed 7 wholesale deals, and tomorrow will be the 8th deal, and I got another deal scheduled to close the first week of January. So I hit the ground running on all of this stuff. I'm new, really. It just seemed like I've been around.
Eddie?
Yeah.
He keep freezing. He got so much technology. He can't. Well, maybe we too slow.
A long time. You know, like I say.
Kris, last thing we heard was you have been doing it since August. We didn't hear nothing after that. Kris, final words, Eddie.
Final words. Stop and remember, whatever's going on in your mind is what you are attracting.
What do you mean by that?
So whatever you keep thinking about, you're gonna attract into your life. Whether it's lack, whether it's deals, whether it's money, whether it's pain, whether it's hurt, you're gonna keep getting whatever you keep focusing on. Whatever you keep thinking about, whatever you keep worrying about, you're gonna keep attracting. You got to. It's a magnet. The mind is a magnet. It got to attract. We energy. So we got a force in us that pull towards whatever we focus on.
It's funny how, as I sit here and talk to you, I'm attracted to you, and then we attracted Kris in. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like minds.
You're right, Eddie. You're right. Final thoughts, Kris. I didn't hear nothing. You've been gone for about a minute, dog.
I'm back. That was a commercial break. Right back here. All right, so yeah, basically I was just saying I'm pretty new to the game. It seems like I've been around a long time, but I just closed my first deal August 31st, closed deal number 7 last week, and finna close deal number 8 tomorrow. And we got a first deal ready to close on the first week of January. And that was wholesale deals. All those are wholesale. So that's why I said I had to add an extra tool to the toolbox so that when these other things come my way, I'm not just shooing them away like, well, there's no equity, get rid of it. And there are deals right in my face, and I don't want to just miss it. So I'm like, yeah, I got to go and learn some other stuff. So that's why I say anybody really can do this if they dedicate themselves to learning the information and taking massive action. That's all they got to do.
Wow, man. I love it. Wow.
Hit the ground running, baby.
Hit the ground running.
I look at you, I'm thinking about myself when I started in 03, 04. I thought wholesaling was like the thing to do.
Yeah. Me too.
I thought, I'm like, you know what? I'm making this paper, man. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Buying it.
I'm glad, Kris, that's a good thing too. You got in the game and implement subject tools for that cash flow. Keep on getting those, man. You want to get you a couple of those. Flip you a couple, hold some. Flip you a couple, hold some. But them doggone subject to deals, you don't never really want to sell them. Just keep keeping.
You want to hold that puppy. Let that debt sit on that name and hold it.
Let the golden goose keep laying the golden eggs.
You got it.
When you get your money, Kris, God, man, I look at you. I'm like, you have to have a place. Eddie, once again, Eddie and I talking about this. You have to figure out in your mind, it is a burden. Where is this money going to go? Where's it going to go? The store, you can turn it to work for you instead of you working for it. So when you get it, you have to send it back out the door. It can attract some friends. So that's a mindset that I just want to leave for my viewers. When you get it in, dude, pay some principal down. I don't know how many houses you own, but pay some principal down, dog, because your long-term holds are the engines, dude, that they crank every month. I get to wake up in the morning like, okay, it's in the bank. Let's do it. Let's go.
That's right. And basically, the thing that made me kind of scale up so quickly in this game is because I came in the game, I maybe spent about $1,000 before I got my first deal. But it was to set up the infrastructure, phone lines. I got a cold caller on there to do all that front end, dealing with people getting yelled at, cussed out, all of that. You know, that stuff makes a difference. You know, I don't want to talk to them people. I want to talk to people who ready to go, or at least want to know more information. I can close them from there. Just get them in the phone, get their basic information, and I'll, you know, shut them down from there. So that's basically what I would suggest anybody with some money, once they get it, you know, put it into your system, invest in your business, invest in yourself. Because that's the only way, you know, I'm trying to get it scaled up. I'm trying to do it big in 2019. So.
Oh my Lord. Oh yeah. It's somebody to watch. Okay, class. Make sure you take a few seconds, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and we're gonna be staying in touch with you, Kris, over the next few weeks, man, to follow you. I think you got a bright future, brother.
Yeah, man, we all gonna be ATL next month.
That's right.
Coming down.
I got a car down there and reserve my seat as soon as I get off here, so they don't give me no mess. Tomorrow we sold out or some old stuff.
Yeah.
All right, class. I'll see y'all next time. Talk to you soon.
All right, guys.
All right.
Peace.